Well, hello and good morning, all of my conscious cruisers out there. We are here for episode number 42, and I have my co-host Elisa's Adventures in Cruising and Mr. Chet from Sea Leg Journeys, and we have a very special topic to talk about today. We are going to be talking about the know before you go approach to mistakes to avoid on your next cruise. So let's see what mistakes our conscious casters are going to reveal after this.
Welcome into the Conscious Cruiser Podcast, the know before you go approach to cruising and travel. The smartest cruiser is the Conscious Cruiser. And your conscious casters, Elisa, Chet, and Scott.
Little podcast flowers just flying in the wind. How are we doing, guys, on this Monday morning?
Pretty good for a Monday.
This is a really good Monday.
It's a good Monday. Well, this is a good topic. I am going to ask you guys to peel back the vulnerability a little bit and let us know about some mistakes that you might have made on a cruise vacation. It could be before the cruise vacation, it could be traveling, it could be on the cruise vacation, but just share one of your mistakes that you have made to help those conscious cruisers listening out there so they don't make it on their next cruise. Elisa, we'll start with you.
Start with me. I mean, first of all, it's like pick a mistake, right? Like there's so many cruises, there's always something that happens, and it doesn't have to be a major thing, but things happen. What came to mind on this one or for this question was I had lost a sail and sign card. I was going to get off the ship and I realized I didn't know where the card was. I probably had just left it in the cabin, but whatever. I went to guest services, got a new card, which was fine. The rest of the cruise was perfectly great. Totally forgot about it. I must have found the original card at some point I must have found the original card at some point and had them both on the desk. So when it was actually time to disembark, I put the wrong one in my hand to go and have ready to scan to get off the ship for the final time. So I didn't know. I'm struggling with my suitcases, and you get there and you get the you get the siren at the what the. I checked my account. I paid up. What is going on? But it obviously had been flagged for security, and security is like, we need you to go down to guest services. I'm like, okay, calm down. I had a good time, but it wasn't that great.
Oh man. Wow.
You don't need to escort me. I know where to go. So anyway, we always say how important it is to keep track of your sail and sign card. Treat it like money, but treat it like something valuable. And if you have one of those situations, instead of carrying both of the cards, once you know which one is the correct and active one, destroy that other one. Get rid of it so you're not getting flagged by security when you try to exit the ship.
That's a really good tip.
Wow, what an embarrassing situation, right?
It's one thing if you know you might have a little problem,
right? Then that's on you.
Yeah,
I'd had you on YouTube, Elisa. I've been filming that, going, "Hey, this lady just got hauled away by security up to the front desk. She tried to get off the wrong car. What's going on here?"
Yeah, what's going on?
That would have been great. Mine's a lot easier, a lot smaller, but important. We managed to get on the ship somehow without our phone charger. So you got to have your charger, y'all. We got on there. What are you going to do without your charger? What if you got a charger?
Yeah.
The same charging cord charges your camera and you're a vlogger. right? So now you can't charge your camera, can't charge your phone, can't charge your blood pressure monitor, your lung machine, whatever, your spaceship. You got to have your power cords with you. Don't forget your cords. So now I have them all pre-packed. I got cords that stay pre-packed already. If I've got that little camera bag, I should put it over here. All my cords are in there. My extra batteries are in there. My little extra little cards, SD cards, and all that is in one bag. So when it gets packed with the cameras, I know it's all there. Because otherwise, we just walk around. Hey, we got a phone charger cord. Yeah, I got one. Yeah. So got a little preparation there to make sure you don't get on that ship. Because guess what? The story gets a little more complicated. They didn't have any on the ship. Couldn't buy one. Couldn't steal one. Couldn't borrow one. There was no phone cord to be had on that ship. So we get off the ship in Nassau. And guess what? All those stores around there ain't no charger. They'll sell you a coconut. They'll sell you a hat and a T-shirt, but they ain't got no phone charger. Finally, the local people said, hey, there's a grocery store down yonder. If you go down there, they can hook you up. So we had to go down to the local grocery store to go in there to get us a phone charger cord. Hey, but you know what? We turned it into an episode, made a whole video out of it and put it up on the channel.
That's awesome.
That is.
Look what kind of knothead thing we did.
That is true, because you would think it's like, oh, it's such a basic thing. They'll have it, or I'll find another one easily. And
they've got 100 of them on the ship. I might have to pay $25 for it, but so what? At least I can get one. No, you can't get one. So learn from my mistake, guys, and pre-pack all your charging devices for your UFOs, your cameras, your watches, your phones, all that stuff.
All that stuff.
Definitely. That's a really good tip. I'm honestly gonna do that, Chet. I'm going to pack a little bag because I've been there too. I've been there. He said, I'm gonna get it to show you.
Show us. Okay.
All the people on YouTube, you're gonna get to see Chet's bag of chargers. But that's really such a great tip. Such a great.
Keep it in one spot.
Look at this. It's a zipper baggie. Can y'all see that? And right there, pre-packed cords that never get used at home. They're only for traveling. Got my batteries. Got my SD cards. More of them. I got there's my microphone for my camera. And you can actually put a little old, what you call that thing there. It's bigger than a phone, but smaller than a TV. It's all the kids have them.
Yeah. You probably have a couple extra things in that pouch because, you have some extra camera equipment and stuff since you do the vlogging thing. But for folks who are not doing that, still, just like you said, for the phone, for your camera, for your hair. I don't know. It seems like I was gonna say your hair dryer, but there's like cordless curling irons, ladies, like all of those things that you need to charge for. Like, just make sure you have the cords, because you'll be upset that you can't use that thing.
Yeah, you can't even complain about the price of it because there's none to buy.
Right, it's not even there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I will definitely go with making sure that when you're going on the cruise, your excursions that you want to do, make sure that you're booking them before you go, because a lot of times they will be sold out. And I can remember a few times when I've gotten on a cruise and I've looked at it before and I went to go book it and it was sold out.
Yeah,
I've done that.
And I think a lot of times early on, it's okay. Should I go on it? Should I not go on it? But just making sure that you do book those things on the website and book them before, because a lot of these things now, especially with the cruise demand at the height of where it is, these things are selling out before you even pull out from the dock. So I'm just gonna go with I'm gonna go with that one because it enhances your cruising. So
yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good tip. You always think you're going to have more time, or surely everybody is not going to be interested in the same thing that you are, like nobody's looking at this one. And then you're like, wait, it's sold out.
Correct.
Got to go to plan B.
Yep.
And sometimes there is no plan B, and nothing like being on a vacation and then, not having a plan B. So definitely want to be prepared in the know before you go. So the second one, let's go to our second question. Give us one big cruise cabin mistake, going back to our cruise cabin from last week, one big cruise cabin mistake to avoid. And Mr. Chet, we'll go with you, sir.
I've seen a lot of poor people get up on the deck 16 forward or deck 17 aft, and they find out that they got vertigo. They find out, well, I didn't think I'd get seasick, but now here I am up here on deck 16 in my cabin on the aft, and that ship's going all over like this. And a lot of people know that if you're prone to that, you want to get your cabin down towards the middle of the ship, middle as far as the height and the length of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So some people don't know that. So we try here at the Conscious Cruiser, we want to make sure you know that, so that
a great one.
You need to figure that out, book ahead so you can get one of those mid-tier cabins in the middle of the ship. Otherwise, you might find yourself up on deck 16 forward doing this. And yeah, you're going to do that all night in your cabin and all day. Now, some of us, it just helps us sleep, but some of y'all, you're going to turn green and wish you was down in another deck.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That's a good one, Chet.
That is a really good one. How about you, Elisa?
I would say, and I think I've talked about this before, is not, if you have any questions or any, situations in your cabin, to like reach out to the cabin steward first. They are such, they have a wealth of information, right? And they want you to be comfortable. That's their job. Yes, of course, they're coming in and, straightening the room, cleaning up after us, but they really are there to, answer questions and point you in the right direction instead of wandering around aimlessly. If you had just talked to the cabin steward, you would be amazed at the things that you will find out are on the ship or available to you that could be brought to your cabin. So, it's not them trying to raise their tips. They're really trying to be helpful. So talk to them.
Absolutely.
Great. I like that.
110%. And most of the time they will bend over backwards to get you what
they will
need, as long as it's not, unreasonable.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give you a big hidden kind of one. And this is something that I've kind of learned recently. And some of you guys might know it, but some of you new cruisers might not. When you first get in the room for your cruise vacation, if you don't use your safe, the one thing you should use your safe for is putting your passport or your birth certificate, either way, but your passport in that safe. And the reason why I say that is if you get off the ship for any reason at all and you have any problem, the only place that an officer or anybody is going to look is that safe. You can tell them it's in my top bag to the left next to the I Love Lucy, makeup bag. No, they're not going in there. They are going to the safe. Okay, so just protect yourself. And you say, oh, well, nothing's going to happen. Well, it's the time when you say nothing is going to happen that you're telling them, oh, it's next to the I Love Lucy bag. Can you please look? No, they're not going to look there. They are going to look in the safe. If it's empty or it has money and that's it, boom, they're going to close it and you are SOL. So I would say as far as the cruise cabin goes, yes, everything else, there's minor mistakes, but I think that one is a really good one to point out. And that is something that I always do. I actually don't use it for money. I keep my money somewhere else, usually on my person. But that is one thing that always goes in the safe. My passport book, as soon as I get in, boom. And no one's going to steal it. So you don't have to say, well, I don't want anybody to steal it. Well, don't worry. You'll want it in there if something happens out in Cozumel, Mexico, and you've had one too many, tequila shots and, like, oh, I need to get home now. Well, whoops.
Yeah. Nobody we know would have that situation. But
Scott.
Nobody. But I'm wondering though, everybody in the chat, if you guys put your passports in there, or that's the first time that you've heard of that. And Chet and Lisa, do you guys do that? Do you put your passports in there?
Yeah, I do. I utilize the safe. They're standard size. They're not huge, and now we come with more electron. I'm looking around the room like everybody at home can see me, but like I'm looking at my laptop, and my phone, at the tablets. Like you bring all of these electronics now, and they may not fit in there. That's probably the first thing that people think to put in there now. But having those really key things like your passport, your credit cards, whatever that you might need in a hurry in a one spot, and knowing where they are so that they could be grabbed by you, by security, by your whoever you're traveling with, in a pinch, is really helpful, I think.
Yeah, I throw my passport in there, my wallet. It's got my obviously my driver license and my one credit card that has a $150 credit limit on it.
Yeah.
And my 17 cents and change. So
right,
and my car keys.
My car keys. Yes.
Yeah, that's what goes in the safe, and that's that's pretty much it.
Vulnerability. Well, yeah, no, we all need a safe place, and talking about safe places, no other safe place than Sea Leg Journeys. So you should go over and check out Sea Leg Journeys because it's another safe place. I'm not sure you can keep your keys there though, but watch that.
I'm Robin, this is Chet, and we're Sea Leg Journeys.
That's right. So come on with us, and we're going to show you the ships, the ports, and the excursions that we do while we're cruising.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and of course, YouTube.
That's right. So come on and join us on all the fun things we're going to do. We also have live shows Wednesday and Friday morning at 8:30 Eastern Time and Sunday night at 6 p.m. So come on and join us there too.
And don't forget, we have a wide variety of videos on YouTube, from everything from the food, to the rooms, to the excursions, to the ships.
That's right. So come on and join us for the fun here at Sea Leg Journeys.
Sea Leg. I love that guy.
I like the music there too.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yes, go over and see our good friends Chet and Robin at Sea Leg Journeys. A very, very safe place. And a lot of double squeakies over there too as well. So
gotta earn those.
And Sensei Rabbit too.
And Sensei Rabbits. That's right. We have them in the circle today, so we only just get Chet. All right. In your opinion, guys, on our third question, does you watching YouTube videos and researching, obviously on Google and the World Wide Web, before your cruise help you from running into mistakes, or do you believe that they kind of always happen and you kind of have to learn from your mistakes? Because of course we've all made mistakes on cruises, Chet, myself, Elisa. So yeah. What do you guys think, Chet?
Well, I definitely look at YouTube to learn from other people's mistakes so that I don't make the same one. I'd much rather learn from other people's mistakes than trying to have to do it on my own. Especially when it comes to difficult situations, like if you watch this right now and you didn't know about the passport thing, that they're not going to go through the rest of your room. You might think, I'll leave it hidden in this coat pocket. And, don't do that. Put it in the safe. Otherwise, you could be in trouble. But I like watching them also for shore excursions for my particular case, because reading the description sometimes can be deceiving. It can say it's this many steps or this far, and the ground's this and that. But then I watched a video from over in Italy the other day, Elisa, and I'm watching the staircase winding up and around, no handrails, uneven steps, not cut straight, not cut to the same length, depth, anything. And I thought, am I really going to be able to walk as far as this person's walking in this vlog up these stairs and then back down them again? So I know from watching that vlog that shore excursion is not for me. I'm not going to go and look at the description thinking, oh, it's a leisurely stroll through Santorini.
Right.
It may be for you, but for me, it's, I'm going to need a helicopter to get out of there.
Yeah.
I definitely watch YouTube. I want to know what's going on, where I'm going to be at, and to see if it's an okay situation for me to get into, or if I should say, you know what, I'm just going to watch it here on this vlog and enjoy it this way.
Yeah.
So I'm 100% for watching YouTube videos to learn something.
Yeah, they're very helpful. And I know I showed, that was a couple weeks ago now, that I showed a clip from Greece where it was this tour down this windy alleyway and even the guy doing the video, he's a tour guide, he was saying, like, I know this looks sketchy, you guys, but trust me, it's good. You're fine. We're fine.
That was your video I watched. Yeah.
Yeah, and the steps, like we know that they're going to be slippery, and we're talking about making
Mhm.
sure you have shoes with a good grip. But I hadn't thought about the steps being uneven. So you could have I know people at home or people on Spotify can't see me, but you could have a step that's a foot tall, or you could have one that's two
Yeah.
2 feet tall. They're very uneven. So that would be really good information to know ahead of time
Mhm.
before you try that. But before that, I was just kind of thinking on the ship itself. I do like to watch if it's a ship I've never been on or a cruise line I've never been on. Just so you can learn basic things like how do they handle reservations? Do you need them for specialty dining? Do you need them for the shows? Do they, does it fill up fast? That kind of thing. So you want to make the most of your I do anyway. Want to make the most of my time and most of the cruise and see as much as I can. And I do find the videos really helpful. You might even pick up a tip you never even were looking for. But like, oh, I remember that so and so said that they had this problem, or they beware of this when you went on. It's helpful information. It's great that people are willing to share like that.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I think YouTube and the internet kind of, enhances that. Look, I mean, we all want the perfect vacation, right? We want the cruise to be perfect, but there's a multitude of mistakes, and just
Of
because
course.
it's a mistake doesn't mean it's huge. It could be a little mistake, but there's so many mistakes to be had through a cruise that you're bound to make one or two of them and learn from them.
Yeah.
But YouTube, right, and watching these things and taking preventative measures, right, like Chet says, okay, maybe that's not the best excursion for me, let's not book that one, or let's not do that one. Where
Mhm.
he might have just been like, hey, that looks fun, let's do it. And
Yep.
like you said, it might have required a helicopter ride to even get him out of there. So that could have saved him. But he could have made a mistake by not bringing magnetic hooks to hook in your cabin because he didn't know the walls were magnetic. Right? There's
Right.
so many different mistakes that you can make, but I do believe that YouTube and the internet in general does help mitigate some of those mistakes, or at least we try to help. And the
Yeah.
conscious cruiser definitely tries to help the know before you go approach.
Yes.
Mhm.
Know before you go. So right there. So I love that. All right, now on to our question of the cast, and this is very, very opinion based on all of us. There's no facts here. And I want everybody in the chat to share too. But what is one of the biggest mistakes that cruisers make? I guess you could say new cruisers, but I guess cruisers in general. What is one of the biggest mistakes that you think that cruisers make, Elisa?
I don't know if this is the biggest, but this is something that I know that I do often. Again, why we're really sharing here today.
There we are.
Well, on a new ship, or on a
Mhm.
ship that I've not been on before, I always forget to look to see exactly where the dining room is and trying to get it. And
Mhm.
inevitably, I pick the wrong floor to cut across the ship to get to the dining room on the other side. For those who haven't been on a cruise ship, there is going to be a section of the ship that you cannot walk the straight length from what is it? Aft to stern of the ship to see
Half
it
the
all.
battle.
You're gonna have to go up a floor or down a floor to go across and
Yep.
up and down again to get to do the other side. So
Yep.
I always forget about that, and I think I know where I'm going, and then it's like, well, now what? And it always seems to be when I'm heading to dinner. I don't really do the heels anymore, but you're not in your comfortable sneakers. Let's just say that.
No.
Try to make it to try to make it to the try to make it to the dining room on time, and you hit a wall. So
Yeah.
take a look at the diagram and figure out what floor you're supposed to be on.
I'm having lunch at the wall tonight.
I was like, this is good. I'll stay here.
No waiting.
No waiting.
No waiting.
No food either, but no
No
waiting.
food. No service.
Um,
Oh, that's great. I'll tell you, I think of the biggest single biggest mistake I've seen over 21 years of cruising as people who are sick or
Mhm.
their immune system is still weak from something, and they still decide they've got to come on that cruise anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's just a huge mistake, not just for them, but all the people around them. And I know you've seen them too. It's on every cruise. Somebody is over there just hacking along up, and they're sweating, and they're dying, and they're sitting in that chair. They're going to be on that cruise no matter what.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you should stay home, man, because I can tell you're sick. How'd you get past to get on the ship looking like that? You know, I thought they used to stop people like that and take their temperature and send them back home, but somehow people get on them. And I think that's just a huge mistake, not just for themselves, but for the people around them.
It could be a big mistake for the cruise line too, as far as spreading of whatever bug it is that you have.
Yeah, you get your cabin steward sick, you get the bartender sick, you get your waiter sick, and then they get more people sick, and there you go. I think
it becomes an outbreak.
Yeah.
Right.
Outbreak,
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Now, I'm gonna go with a pretty obvious one, but I think all of us have been guilty, and I think everybody that has cruised at one point is guilty of this mistake. And I'm still guilty of it, but I'm learning. I'm getting better as I'm getting older. Overpacking. And I'll say it again for the people in the back. Overpacking. That's right.
This is going to be controversial cruising.
It is. Overpacking, and every time I go on a cruise, I always bring multiple things that I either never wear or I never use. And yes, I'm not talking about the just in case items. The just in case items, like, the cream the antiseptic cream that helps you, heal quicker if you've got a boo-boo. I'm not talking about that if I don't use that. I'm talking about, the 17 jerseys that I bring that I don't wear, half of them, but I got to bring them just in case, for some reason, Josh Allen throws a touchdown, I'm talking about what if I'm just saying, there are so many times that we overpack. We say, oh, I need it. I want it. I'm going to wear it. And you don't wear it. And then you lug it. And then you're like, oh, well, I really want to buy this souvenir, but I'm really close to being 49.5 pounds. And this is me talking to me, by the way. So I'm so close to 49.5 pounds. I can't buy it. So now I got to put it back and I got to put it away because I don't have the weight. So overpacking. That's what I'm going with. Biggest mistake that cruisers make, travelers make, overpacking.
That is a big one.
That is a big one.
Have you guys ever overpacked?
I don't really think I'm I don't think I'm an overpacker. I really don't think I'm an overpacker. And I usually try to limit stuff. But when you're going on a bigger trip, like I have coming up, I am concerned about being so far away. Like we're far when we go to the Caribbean, but I'm really going to be far and not know where to get a replacement item. So it's a balance. But yeah, I'm not interested in paying for the overage charges at the airport. So
of course,
I'll trim down.
So interesting. I'm gonna ask you a follow-up question to that, since you have such a bigger cruise. Like, are more different items prioritized to bring because you're so far away? It's like, okay, let's lessen on the sundresses. If I need to buy a sundress in Santorini, I'll buy a sundress in Santorini, but I need, this toiletry, this, because if this happens, I'm going to need this. And who knows if, the I almost said bodega, but whatever they call them in Greece, if they have the little convenience stores, if they're going to have what I need. Right? Are different items now prioritized because you're going to be so far away from home?
I'm sorry, ladies, but I'm not really a big shoe person. I mean, I like shoes well enough, but I definitely am trying to have one good pair of sneakers, a good pair of walking sandals, and maybe something for dressing up for dinner, but not having so many. So shoes weigh a lot. They add weight to the bag. So I'm really trying to not have extras just in case I want to wear this or that. Like those are the shoes I'm taking. Oh, that's what I have. So
that's a good tip. Yeah, definitely the shoes. I mean, any medical items or things like that usually you don't bring that you will bring because you're going to be so far
I think I take a little, I have a cosmetic bag that has a little bit of everything. So I'm definitely making sure I have my Tylenol and my, like you said, some Neosporin or some Benadryl, just in case, because not that we can't get it there if we find a pharmacy or there's something available on the ship,
Maybe.
but I might not feel that adventurous if I'm not feeling good. I want
Correct.
something that I know is gonna work. It worked for me. So yeah, I have a little stash of that stuff too.
That's good. That's good. And it might not be in a language that you'll be like,
yeah, you're kind of guessing. Well, this looks like what we call, I don't know. Yeah.
Google Lens, though. Actually, Google. I'm sure you'll be able to use Google
Yeah.
Lens. I'm interested in maybe a video on the Google Lens experience. So, oh man, this has been such a great episode. Episode number 42, revealing all of our mistakes, so you don't make them on your next cruise. And then in the little Chiron down there on the bottom, just to let everybody know, in 8 episodes, we will be streaming on the Conscious Cruiser YouTube channel. And if you did not know that the Conscious Cruiser has a YouTube, I'm sure the Conscious Cruiser YouTube will be in the chat here. So make sure to sub up to the Conscious Cruiser. We are trying to build over there. And instead of doing the thing that we're doing, we're just going to be on one channel. Yeah, that's it. So thank you guys. Next week we will be on Mr. Sea Leg Journeys channel for episode number 43. We hope that you will join us over there, and if you hop over to the morning show that go live together, give them a little conscious raid. But for Chet, Elisa, and myself, we are out. So we'll see you guys later. Bye, Conscious Cruiser.